Okay, welcome back to a restaurateur reviews the reviewers. Today we have Little Korea. It is a Korean barbecue place in Garden District, New Orleans. I know this place, I pass it a lot. I haven't been there before. I've heard very good things. A lot of hipsters like it, a lot of tastemakers very much enjoy it. I'm not a huge fan of Korean barbecue. I kind of lend more towards the curries and Southeast Asian, but I really respect their business model, the cook at the table type stuff. Fondue was really big when I was growing up. I thought that was kind of douchey, but like when you're in the experience, you're with a lot of people, you can really kind of spice it up. It's more of a every now and again restaurant. I actually have an item on my menu. It's the Korean barbecue chicken cheesesteak. You can obviously have it with steak or chicken, and I'm trying to dress it up a little bit. So again, I'm not the most creative guy, so I like to go around and see what other restaurants are doing, especially restaurants I respect, and see how what they're doing is resonating with their customers. So I'm at the reviews. This place has a lot of reviews. They have over 700 on both Yelp and Google. It's not surprising, it's a very touristy area. It's a very hip area. We're 4 stars on Yelp with 436 reviews, and it's 4.5 stars on Google with over 700. Not surprising. Again, thank God Yelp is dying a slow, horrible death. Pulled out a couple reviews I kind of glanced over because I'm looking at something to add to my particular sandwich. I was a little bit biased when I was reviewing, but I came across this one, and this is actually a very good, I would say customer focused, a very good run-of-the-mill review. This is from Lucy. She's got 150 reviews, so she's elite on Yelp. Yay. The corn dish is divine. I would come here just to eat that. That corn cheese dish, I should say, is divine. So that's actually what I was looking at. So that gave me a good just to want to go and check out their dish and their take on the Korean corn dish. It's like an American Korean fusion dish, just corn, cheese, macaroni and cheese with corn, cheese, and mayonnaise. But their take on it is what I'm interested in, so that's why, this restaurant popped up on my radar. This woman who's rated 150 restaurants, taking the time to go to 150 restaurants and rate them, so she knows what she's talking about. All right, I'm gonna go see what they have. The rest of the reviews kind of whatever. The place is pretty decent. Korean barbecue is not all you can eat. It's quite pricey. Well, that's not what they do. Whatever. We got the garlic pork belly and the galbi, and they definitely had better other Korean barbecue places in New Orleans. Well, I didn't go there. The marinade was a bit off. The appetizers are definitely A+. I highly recommend the honey barbecue chicken, the corn cheese. Overall, good experience for Korean barbecue. Great staff, great ambiance. Okay, take your lumps. Little Korea, manager tighten up, the pork belly. Yeah, that's very taste oriented. So people are gonna like certain dishes, certain ways. I get that sometimes. Like, hey, I had this cheesesteak once in this place in Philadelphia. Can you make that one? Okay, here's my cheesesteak. Oh, it was pretty good. You set me up to disappoint you. So it wasn't like this pork belly I had this one time. It's like, all right, well, I'm sorry. Thanks for coming in. Oh, this is a good one. This is from Whitney. This is a good negative review. So this is a 2-star review. It's long, so I'm not gonna make you guys suffer through this. It starts again with this whole bio. We haven't had such a bad experience until 3/13/22, a Sunday. Dun, dun, dun. I get it. You went to a restaurant. We don't need to have every reason why you went to a certain restaurant. You went in. You were hoping to have a good time. It didn't work out. Let's see why it didn't work out. First of all, I want to say they were very busy and we had to wait for our table. Not a big deal. Okay, so it started off rocky. You recognized that the restaurant was busy and they made you wait. So there's a little bit of annoyance. It wasn't exactly what you wanted to do, but the restaurant is, they're in a situation that is out of their control. There's a reciprocity between a business and a customer or client. We both recognize that this is not ideal, but at least you're coming in level-headed, and we appreciate that. We want to be as busy as possible. We want to make money. We want to sell food. We want this, but we want to maximize your experience too. And balancing that is often difficult. So again, I appreciate someone recognizing that, and she keeps that throughout. So I'll give her that. It goes on for a very long time, but I'll just start with this and then cut off. When we got to our hot pot table, it wouldn't work. They brought us raw meat, but never bothered to turn the table on until we brought it to our server's attention. He tried to turn it on, the table wasn't working, so he said he's gonna have to move us. At this point, we already had our sides, drinks, and meats out. So yeah, this is a problem. I don't know why this table wasn't working, but this is a equipment malfunction. When you're doing a cook at a table concept, or you're doing a hibachi or a fondue. Thankfully, there's very few fondue places anymore. You got to execute at a super high level. You can't have 20 people sitting at a hibachi table. You go out there and the chef turns on the griddle and it doesn't work, or he's missing his oil, or you just can't do that, guys. This is part of the show business, part of restaurant. That's a failure of management, failure of ownership. That is something that we need feedback on. So I appreciate who is this, Whitney, taking the time, bringing it to attention. This would be very valuable. But then she kind of gets a little bit meandering. And I see this when someone gives a negative review for something that glaringly falling down of a restaurant, they should then try to justify themselves with like five more paragraphs. Don't do that. We fucked up. We did a bad job. You came in, you wanted to have an excellent experience with your fiance, you wanted this stuff, and we fucking failed. We'll eat crow, we'll wipe the egg off our face, we're gonna do better next time. Thank you for taking the time to write this review. Don't justify yourself. I don't need a fucking litany of reasons of, you know, how you expected this to go on, blah, blah, blah. Like, just let us eat our shit sandwich, and then we're gonna do better next time. This is what kind of got me off a little bit. So Whitney and her fiance moved tables. It was a long time. Everything was disoriented. They split the ticket. They sent out the food out of order. They didn't, rapid fire or anything like that. They didn't try to, quick fire, some dishes to kind of like even out their experience. But it sounds like there's a lot of pressure on the staff. I can understand the staff. I wouldn't really come down on anybody too hard in terms of their server, but all right. Our server maybe checked on us once at the new table, asked if we wanted anything else in the moment, then just brought us our ticket when we said we were good at the moment. It's kind of like he wanted us gone. Yeah, he's probably fucking like 20 or like 25, and he's probably nervous. So he came over, he's overwhelmed, he had full house, he had a table that doesn't work, which means his house got even fuller because his house got smaller, he had less places to see people, so people's waits got longer. He asked if you're okay, and you're being gracious, which, thank you, but be honest. You were just honest to us, so be honest to the server, like, no, I'm fucking pissed. And be like, oh shit. Like, all right, well, let me go to the manager, like, hey, can I comp them some drinks? Can we take something off their tab? Can I give them a dessert? Can I do whatever? They're kind of pissed. I get it. It's something that the waiter, if it's a good restaurant, this seems like a good restaurant, he's going to be empowered to try to smooth off the rough edges of an experience. Again, we lost. We know. We're waiting for this 1-2-star review. We're going to do better next time for the other 700 people who come behind you. So again, thank you for taking the time to write this review. You're kind of holding on to your resentment a little bit more. Full disclosure, I'm aware that the business and the grill issues were not their fault, but the service was absolutely horrible. No, you're wrong, Miss Whitney. The service was overwhelmed, and the service was absolutely horrible. The grill issue were their fault. Advertising executed at a high level, they didn't perform. Both are a problem. I think that this is an excellent 2-star review. This is what we deserve. This is very useful to management. This is very useful to the employee. This guy's going to be a better server if it's approached the right way from management. He's going to be a true professional after a horrible experience like this. It sucks that you had to pay money to teach this kid this lesson. I wouldn't have allowed that to happen. I would have comped every part of this meal and probably given you a gift card. But, I'm Monday morning quarterbacking here, so I don't really want to throw these guys too far into the bus. Halfway into the bus is fine. Guys, make sure your fucking equipment works. Thank you again for the time, but, don't feel bad about being angry. Like, you were in the right. Anyway, let's move on. Christina, oh, I love this one. Christina is from Stamford, Connecticut, which I would just ignore her just from that. She has 400 reviews, so, whew, man, this woman would not like me. We passed by this restaurant, so let her try our first Asian food in New Orleans. Ended up being a pretty bad experience. First, the waiter dropped an entire glass of ice water on my friend. She was totally soaked. The waiter didn't even seem apologetic. I just don't believe you. I don't believe a human could dump water on another person and not be apologetic. That person would have to be completely without emotions. Like, they would at least, if they're a complete sociopath, they would like laugh at you. Be like, haha, look at this idiot. So the waiter didn't even seem apologetic. Then they brought out our dishes. But one of the dishes, sundubu, tasted so bad we had to tell them to take it away. There was no soup liquid in it. That's like a major malfunction from the kitchen. Like, at a restaurant with over 1,000 reviews and it's above 4, that had to be like some type of major malfunction. To send out a soup dish without soup, if she said they didn't have a soup spoon, like, that's believable. This is something that's going on. All in all, I'm probably not going back since we're not in the area. However, I would not recommend what's good authentic Korean food to come to this restaurant. So what, you're the authority on authentic Korean food? Like, whatever. 400 Yelp reviews. Like, that's all you have to say. Okay, let's do one more. Whitney gave a very, very good negative review, a great 2-star review. I would give her a 5-star review as a reviewer. Christina, you're 400 stars, or 400 reviews aren't worth 1 star in my mind. This is a really, really good 4-star review. And this is probably the best, not really over-the-top review that I've seen in a little bit. This is from Chris. I wish I could give 4.5 stars. Their current rating is 4.5, and I think that's fair. The food we ordered was good, the service is good, the prices are fine. Okay. We met expectations, I like that. The only issue was the appetizer we ordered. The seafood pancake had no flavor, wasn't cooked, and only a few pieces of seafood on it. This is a whole lot of value judgments and subjective thought, but I get it. It kind of reminds me of Casino when they're sitting looking at the blueberries and like, he goes to the investor or the mobster or whatever, is like, look at your blueberries, look at mine. Like your blueberry muffin has like overflowing with blueberries. Mine's had nothing. Listen, he goes back to the chef. He hands him both the fucking blueberry muffins, and he's like, "I want you to put equal amounts of blueberries in every blueberry muffins." The chef's sitting there looking at him like, "Do you have any idea how long that would take?" And he's like, "I don't care." That's a restaurateur. Like the chef and a restaurateur should have a bit of an antagonistic relationship. The chef and his staff should have a bit of an antagonistic relationship. That keeps everybody honest. That executes at a high level. If you're sitting at like Ruth Chris or something like that, and you have a monster steak and it's cooked amazing and it's great, all your sides are great, and then I'm sitting over here with like a little char fucking hockey puck steak that's cooked to death and it's like maybe an ounce of meat, I'm gonna be fucking pissed, and then I'm going to make your life pissy because I'm gonna sit there for the next 2 hours as we're having our $500 meal and I'm in a bad mood. Like the consistency, the execution matters so much. So she's saying the seafood pancake, no flavor, wasn't cooked. Again, value judgments, but like this is a very actionable item. I can go to my staff. I can review the ingredients. I can, see the batching process. Are we properly mixing all of our par cook? Are we, properly portioning out? Was the chef overworked? Was there too many tickets and he like shorthanded something? There's a lot of different steps and processes and systems and ingredients and stuff that I can go take a deep dive on with the cook. It's gonna make him a better cook, to be a little bit more aware. It's gonna be a very tangible thing in terms of Chris, didn't get what we wanted. And yeah, we're probably making, 200 seafood pancakes a night, but she's only eating one. And that's the rub of the restaurant industry. It's like, yeah, if you make 200 and 199 were fucking perfect, that's a great rejection rate. Like that is if you were running a business, an auto part business, and you had like a 5% rejection rate, that would be very acceptable. Like Wall Street would invest in that company. I always say in food, you're either 100% right or you're wrong. So again, because this is the interaction. I made 200, 199 were 5-star, one was 1-star. Yeah, but I screwed over Chris. And this is this chick who's taking the time to write a review. Chris deserved a really good seafood pancake, and I didn't deliver. So that is what worries me. And like, yeah, it's a hard way to go through a shift, but it helps you get better as a professional and helps you really do what we want to do here. I'm not in the cheesesteak business. I'm in the making people lunch business, giving them an experience, giving them a taste of Philadelphia, giving them a new take on a sandwich that they know or don't know, or introducing them to a sandwich they don't know in a really good way. I'm in the hospitality business, and that's it. Disappointing start of the meal, I go back again, but this time not get the appetizer, disappoints right off the bat. Dude, you're rolling the dice, Chris. Like when you order food, even from like an amazing, Michelin restaurant, like you're still running the rest of it, you're gonna get bad food. The aversion to that, I understand. I mean, that's human psychology. Fear of failure is much higher than the joy of success. I get all that, but Chris, keep trying new restaurants, keep writing reviews. You're a good reviewer. This is definitely a 5-star review. All in all, good restaurant. I'm gonna go check out this corn cheese dish. Maybe I'll try that seafood pancake. I don't really like blowing up the 5-star reviews, but I'm gonna see if I agree with Chris, and then that will lead me to believe that she just really got the short end of the stick in the seafood pancake world, or if it is, if I agree with her and it's just not a good dish, and then maybe the restaurant can go back and take a look at that. But we'll see. All right, so we got Little Korea, got the takeouts, we got our baked corn cheese, got udon, her seafood pancake. Because Chris was kind of being a dick, I'm gonna start with the seafood pancake. Okay, seafood pancake, I like latkes. I like a lot of Eastern European food. I like the Asian takes on it. I'm very kind of well versed in this world, but I like to see the individual restaurants spin on it. Right now, I'm not seeing a ton of seafood, so I kind of get what Chris is saying, but it's a lot. I'm actually expecting there's crab, little shrimp. Yeah, I might come down on Chris's side on this one. This is definitely like a filler, but this is an appetizer. I mean, I'm sitting on the hood of my truck. This is an appetizer to something to kind of get going. You got a lot of fermented food with you, and you're drinking the rice wine, which of course I'm doing. I don't know if you don't like Spanish food, you don't like tapas. Like this is a communal drinking, eating, enjoying food. Everything doesn't punch you in the face. Everything can't be making you sweat spicy. I understand where you're coming from, Chris, but I don't think it's worth a negative, especially like the 3 negatives you put in there. You want a lot of seafood in a plate in New Orleans. You want it heaping with seafood. You want a boil plate. You want, fried seafood everywhere. Then go get a fucking po' boy. Then go get a plate of boiled seafood. Like you're eating Korean barbecue. Now there's going to be a restaurateur's take. There's going to be what they're kind of thinking about it. They're going to see their influences, their friends who own restaurants. There's going to be a lot of different reasons in there. Just like there's a lot of different flavors of music.
Just like there's a lot of different types of art decor that are in homes. Like, I get what you're saying, that you want something to be, but this is what the chef wanted to do, and I think you're wrong. I will give you that it is seafood light, but it's also like $5. Like, what do you want? All right, here's the reason we want. Here's the main course. This is the mayonnaise macaroni and cheese. Instead of macaroni, we have corn in there. This is what I'm thinking about adding to my Korean barbecue. I can already tell this is like very, very cheesy. I don't see a lot of cheddar, which is kind of upsetting, but it's cream, corn, mayonnaise, cheese, baked. And it's very gentle. It's extremely gentle. There's sugar in here. This is cream corn, excuse me. No, there's definitely sugar in here. This is not inspired. This is home on a sick day. Mom wants to make you feel good. I can't put this on a cheesesteak. This is just not gonna work. There's no pop. This is mozzarella, this is not cheddar. It's traditionally made with cheddar. You can add different kind of softer cheeses in there. Maybe like Munster had like the absolute softness. But then, I mean, you should add paprika or something like that just to give it a little bit of depth. Yeah, this is straight up cotton candy. Just sugar to the dome. Not, I mean, it's good. This is very, very good. It's very sweet. It's very pleasing to the palate. Don't get me wrong, but this is not what I'm looking for. I'm gonna have to go to another Korean barbecue restaurant. He's doing something more. When I was at the actual restaurant, I did find a nice cucumber dish that was very good. I have to go back and look at what that is. Maybe to do that as some type of garnishment or maybe some type of topping. But this ain't it. We really won in the last one in terms of the seafood pancake. This is great. This is wonderful. Like, again, if I had a bottle of whiskey and 5 friends, I want this. This is if I have like a 6-year-old who I want to keep happy. It's fine. It's not gonna. Again, it's not poorly made. It's just not anything that It's not anything I'm gonna put on my menu. Take what you will. I think Little Korea is fantastic. We had the udon. The udon was incredible. Absolutely lights out. I'm gonna put all the information you need to go to Little Korea. If you don't go there, you're an idiot. And if you do go there, get the short ribs, but get the fucking udon.